Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to make an effort to be more efficient with my videos, for which I've actually made this plan here to just quickly run through what I want to go through today. So to recap what I mentioned yesterday, the overarching goal for this current series is to create a personal website that showcases web-based personal projects using React, and to work towards that goal, my current plan is to create a planner app with React to plan out these videos. And basically, I want that planner app to be replacing documents like this. And today's goal is we want to extend Planner to utilize state. And let's just jump right into it. So our first goal for today is to move the component structure logic from index.js to app.js. So if you'll remember, yesterday we just made changes to index with creating our own components. So I want to move this over to app.js because usually I think the proper structure is to have all your component logic just kind of in separate files and to just have index do your rendering for you. So let me go ahead and get started on that. First thing I want to do is to definitely go ahead and add my definitions for my components here. So we have the title, description, and task. So I'm using the Vim extension for code here, and copy that here. Okay, so we should be able to get rid of that. Then we want to move this logic over here as well. Okay, and then we just have app, and then what we want to do basically then is just remove that and change this to just be render the app. Okay. Then over here, we want this to be okay. And then now I'm going to go ahead and run in my planner directory. Start. Okay guys, so as it turns out, my mistake was pretty silly. It's just forgetting that I need to add these angle brackets for the component to be rendered correctly. So with that out of the way, that's basically our first step done. And so the second thing I want to do today, and what is going to be the main focus of today's video, is to create an interface for Planner with the following sections. I want a page heading that just says Planner. I want a text box so that the user can supply a title for whatever task they want to add. I want to add a text box just so they can describe the task. I want a button to submit the task, and I want an added task counter that updates when we add or remove a task. So in future videos, what I'll do is I want to have kind of a list of the tasks that I've added, and in that list I want to have a button that removes those tasks. But for today, I don't want to display that list. I just want to verify that we're correctly submitting tasks, and it'll also allow us to use state, and that's when I'm going to be diving into React hooks. And the first hook we're going to dive into today is use state. So let me go ahead and get started on that. Okay guys, so as you can see, this is our first use of a React hook, and we've used useState here in this task title input. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Okay, but basically what we've done here is kind of had React dynamically render our component. So when we use state, it means that every time React basically re-renders these components, we tell it, kind of how to update the state through here. We're updating the state using setTitle, and it happens basically on this input event when we type into the input box that task title input is currently using. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to change the description to a similar field, put some hints on both these inputs, and then work on the functionality of submit tasks. So I'm going to go back to work again for a little more, and I'll give you guys an update in a little bit. Okay, guys, so I think that was a pretty okay session. I got through most of what I wanted to do. Was able to use the useState hook in quite a few places. We were handling some user input to make sure our input fields were updating as expected. We were able to implement a text area with a custom size because when a user enters any sort of description for the task, it might be quite long as opposed to the task title, which we kind of want to encourage for it to be just one line. What I might do later tomorrow is just try and see if I can adjust the font size and font type on this so that these two fields match. We're able to add these two buttons. So we do that here. We're just using basic buttons for now, and then the on click for these just handles this submitted state variable that we used within the task input component. What I want to try doing tomorrow is moving state up so that we can do some more with these buttons. So for example, when I submit task, I want to reset the title and description, and I want to have a running list down here of the tasks that the user has added, and we can kind of mark each one as individually done, or for starters we can at least have a button so that we can remove the task. And the buttons, as you can see, are working kind of how I want them to for the time being. Tomorrow what I'll do when I'm moving the state up is kind of have the on-click functionality for submit verify that we at least have a task title and that it's not a duplicate before adding it to the user's tasks. So yeah, that concludes the kind of coding stuff that I wanted to do today. The last thing I will do, since I forgot to do this in yesterday's video, is I don't want to do that. I don't want to have my playing docs in the Git repo. So let me just reset that. So we're ahead of origin by 4 commits, and I just want to push that to origin, and that should be it for today's video. For anyone that's watching, thank you for watching. Thanks for having the patience to sit through this. I'm hoping that my editing and my audio and my camera and stuff kind of improve video to video, because learning development and learning to develop this React app is definitely one part of why I'm doing this, but the other part is to just add a new skill as well, which is, recording videos and editing them to be somewhat viewable. So for me watching in the future, I hope you're still keeping up with this, and to everyone, have a good one. See you tomorrow.